Hello, hello, hello. So funny thing, I honestly thought. So what I've been trying to do lately, Twitch has been like muting the beginning of my Steins Gate Zero streams because apparently the menu music is like super copyrighted, like ultra copyrighted, to where you can't even hear it. Um, I've been trying to like load up the game to where I think I need to go next, but apparently. Apparently, this scene did not have any music, so sorry for the beginning. If it was just pure quiet, but yeah. But anyways, today we are doing what is this? The VA route. Apparently, I just need to not turn off this phone. Well, I didn't mean to. All right then. I was wanting to see what that text was.
引き受けてもらえただけでもこちらとしてはありがたかった。ここで
Alright, well, I can't check the phone right now. Oh, this is where technically you could be on the Gehenna's Stigma route. I think. Interesting that this starts on the same route. Yeah, and we got a whole bunch of crap that happens right here, I remember. But yeah, interesting this happens on the same kind of way. And apparently we just have to go to January 23rd and not answer the phone. That is the strat. That's the play. That's the play, boys. It's the play-by-play. It's the play-by-play. Like a sports commentator or something. Hope y'all are doing good today, though. I probably should have ended the last Steins Gate Zero stream off with just getting to this point, but, you know what? Sometimes we don't think that far ahead, and you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we have brain rot, and, you know, it just happens. But it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. Come on. Can I check my phone now? Oh, I guess I can't see that message. Oh well. I mean, I know what the message was. It's just the D Rhine. That Okabe sent. So I remember what the message was. Shame we can't actually see it. Rhine? Oh, yeah.
秘密のバイトという
Yeah, I remember. Yup. I almost forgot about Santa Mayuri. Wait, whoa.
せっかくのクリスマスイブなんだから、少しは気の利いたことを言ってあげたらどう?
Oh, I saw that this said 24th and not 23rd. I'm like, oh wait, this is December. I think. Yeah, we got all these cute moments here that will soon end in misery. Because you can't have a party in Steins Gate. Rule number 5 of Steins Gate. We don't do parties around here. We just have misery. Now, you might be asking, what's rules 1 through 4? It's better you don't know. It's classified information. It's classified information for my eyes only. Skippity scap skip. Oh yeah, and they gave Suzaha minor PTSD right there. Hope you guys are doing good today, though. Hope everyone's having a good day after Monday day, aka Tuesday. I was planning on streaming yesterday, but, you know, in typical Mochi fashion, I fell asleep. So that plan went, nowhere, unfortunately. But we're back today, Man, when this goes on YouTube, I'm gonna have to put, like, a timestamp for, like, hey, if you don't want to just see me constantly skipping, just go to this time. Pandora box. My face when Pandora and the box. Alright, what day are we on now? Let's see. Alright, we're on 21st. From 2 days, I should get a phone call that I am supposed to ignore? I think it said? Yes. I have to be deaf to all phone calls on the 23rd. I have to act like they didn't exist. It never happened. Why am I being so goofy today, man? And there's Rhine. Blah, blah, blah. I remember this route, Steins Gate. Don't you think I forgot? And all the misery that this came with. No. Forgot about that. Well, not really, but like, I was just like... I forgot that that specific CG was there, I guess. Okay. It is on this day that Mochi became deaf to any phone calls received in Steins Gate 0. Kind of. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Ba-doo-ba-doo. I need to call Daru right now. Phone or Rhine, which was better? Okay, well I guess it forces you to do it anyways.
Hey, mush mush.
I'm guessing that one doesn't count since it's a forced phone call. What the hell is this? Oh yeah, I remember this conversation. Right now we're in Ikebukuro. I'm in Akihabara. I see, too bad. Head straight home when you're done shopping. Why? Because I say so. I've got a bad feeling. A premonition? What happened? Oh. No, I mean the weather. I think it might rain. The skies are clear here. Not a cloud in the sky. It's just my intuition. Anyway, just head straight home after you're done shopping. Okay, got it. Understood. Nice. Nice, nice. Ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo.
Huh?
Alright, do not answer that.
クリスからだ。
Maho looked troubled. I didn't want Kurisu hearing this either. I didn't know what to do. And then I remembered. The world line where I'd spent a month during wartime. I remembered that the Amadeus Kurisu was being used by the US military there. I still didn't know what that meant. I stared at my phone's screen. Should I answer it, or should I talk to Daru first?
でもびっくりしたよな。まさか真帆たんがオカリンと知り合いだったとはね。前にメイクインで鉢合わせした時はどうしようかと思ったっつーの。すぐに合点が言ったけどね。牧瀬クリス氏っていう共通の友人がいたわけだから。
Man, that ringtone is really getting on my nerves.
でも真帆たん、オカリンにはこの件内緒にしとくって言ってたのに、結局打ち明けたん？
見抜かれたという言い方が正解ね。
ああ、なるほどね。
Daru nodded and grabbed some snacks off the table to gobble down. I put the smartphone in my pocket. For now, I needed to focus on talking to Daru.
で、僕に話って？
とぼけるな。ヒアジョーさんと一緒にいるんだ。わかるだろ。クリスが残したノート PC とハードディスクだ。出せ。
岡部さんにはパスワードの答えが分かったの？
答えなんてわからない。
どういうこと？
俺が言いたいのはただ一つだ。そのノート PC を解析しようなんて真似は今すぐやめろ。
Yeah, I remember in this route, specifically at the beginning of this route, he was really against that idea.
その PC の中には世界を混沌へ導くほどのとんでもないものが眠ってるかもしれないんだ。おい、聞いてるのか
中二病つ。
I heard the Chunibyo.
あなたってそういう人だったのね。
違う、こっちは大真面目なんだ。法院巨魔とかそういうんじゃなくて。
Oh man.
中二病おつ。
Oh man.
中二病じゃないんだって。
I slammed my hand down on the table. Uh-oh. The shock was enough to cause one of the empty cans on the table to fall to the floor.
いいか、聞いてくれ。これは鈴葉とも関連している話だ。
鈴葉？
お前だって知ってるだろう。鈴葉の使命のことは。
詳しく。
中鉢論文だ。
That was enough for Daru to understand.
マジで？
最初からマジだ。
そっか。だいたいそんなところじゃないかって予想はしてたけど。
Daru didn't say another word. He opened a locked fire-resistant case that was sitting on one of the racks. There was a laptop and a hard drive hidden within.
それが。
Yup. The laptop was a deep red Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. The hard drive was American, from a brand known for equipping its drives with a shock-resistant rubber case. The laptop and hard drive that Carissa left behind.
確認だが、結局、セキュリティは破れなかったんだよな。
まあ僕たちの作ったソフトの前にはどんなハッカーもお手上げっつうことで。
もうこれ以上解析はするな。
一応依頼料をもらってるわけだが。
He looked apologetically towards Maho. She was glaring at me.
さっきも聞いたけど、あなたたちはクリスの事件について一体何を隠しているの？
真実を知ろうとすることが必ずしも正しいとは限らない。
それはあなたの考えよ。判断すべき情報も提示してくれないなんて。
Honestly, yeah, that's pretty fair, Rentaro. You're kind of just saying no, and then you're not giving an explanation. I understand because I know your situation, but you know you can't expect everybody to just know that.
危険なんだよ。君だってこの間襲われたんだ。それは分かってるはずだろ。
私はナイトの後ろに隠れているだけの臆病者になりたくないわ。科学者として真実にたどり着く努力をやめたくないのよ。たとえそこにどんな危険が潜んでいるとしてもね。
分からずやだな。
もし私がクリスだったとしても多分そういうんじゃないかしら。違う？
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I was startled. Maho was right. I remembered having this same conversation with Karisu. It was when we were looking into CERN, I think.
これはもうちゃんと話すしかないって。
Yeah. As much as you don't want to, you gotta tell her.
誰？
何をどう言っても納得しないって顔してるよ、マホタンは。
ええ、納得しないわ。
それに中途半端に関わってる方がかえって危ないんじゃね？オカリンの言うことがマジならだけどさ。
Oh my god, I haven't been looking at chat this whole time. I'm so sorry. Hey Golan, hey Leah. I hope the work event goes good, Golden. I'm sorry, I just now saw your message. You're probably not even here anymore, but I hope it goes good. Also, hey Leah. Oh my god. Mochi worst streamer ever confirmed? Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to say hi. Popped in and got this. Oh, no problem, Leah. Hope you're doing well, though. Good to see you. Let me give you a shout out real quick, since Golden's busy. God knows. God help me remember how to do this, so. Terminal. Yeah. I remembered. Yeah, the event is, so it's gonna be literal hell. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, man. I hope it's not too miserable. I'm here, but handling some stuff, so if I miss anything, sorry. Oh, no problem. Since some of you guys are here, I guess I could update you about some stuff. So, Twitch rolled out something new today. Leah, you might already know about this since you're a content creator. Something called content labels. So if you guys come into the stream and you notice anything different, like there's something that's like a warning that like, this is a mature content game, then that's just the Twitch labels that we have to, as streamers, have to put on our streams from now on. It's a mandatory thing. And it just tells you, like, if there's any content that you might need to know beforehand. I've marked it mature rated game, which, I mean, Steins Gate Zero is already marked as a mature rated game, so yeah. And significant profanity or vulgarity, because sometimes I curse pretty often, so those are the only two labels I put on. What was the other labels? Some labels I might have to use for the future is like violent graphic depictions, because, you know, some of the visual novels we read on here can get pretty graphic. Sexual themes, content that focuses on sexualized physical attributes. You know, it's visual novels, and a lot of those are dating sims, so some of them might have sexual themes. Surprise, surprise. It's a good time to mention this is 18 plus. But we have the labels for that now, so there shouldn't be any huge issue. But yeah, that's just a new change Twitch has made. Which, I mean, if I'm able to communicate that this is for a mature audience better, then by all means. But yeah, just to update you guys on some Twitch stuff, if you guys saw that and were confused. Well, let's see. Daru had a point. At this rate, Maho could very well get herself in deep trouble without realizing what she'd done. Just the fact that she was carrying Kurisu's belongings made her a part of the Third World War. But she had no idea. That computer wasn't just something to remember an old friend by anymore. It was at the center of an international power struggle. Russian-speaking arsonists had forced their way into Kurisu's home in America. Afterward, mysterious men, claiming to be in the FBI, had searched Dr. Leskinen's lab. This whole thing was on the verge of exploding. And people like me were nothing in the face of a war between nations.
鈴葉に関連することも話すことになるぞ。ダル、お前はそれでいいのか？
しょうがないっしょ。
I turned back toward Maho.
ヒアジョーさん、一つだけ約束してくれないか？君は科学者だ。しかも極めて理性的な人だと俺は信じている。感情に任せて迂闊なことはしないでくれ。軽率なことはしないでくれ。
Don't be like I once was.
これから話すことは突拍子もないことだ。馬鹿げていると思うかもしれない。けど事実なんだ。だから
回りくどい言い方はやめて。一体私に何を誓わせたいの？
マキセ・クリスを救おうなんて絶対に考えるな。
Her mouth hung open, like she didn't understand what she just heard.
クリスを救う？
それが約束できないのなら話すつもりはない。どうする？
救える可能性があるということ？
そう思えるかもしれないが、実際には可能性はゼロだということだ。
さっきも言ったでしょ。判断すべき情報も与えられていないのだから安易に回答は出せない。教えて、すべてを。
I took a deep breath and began to tell her the story. I told her about the time machine, about Suzuha, and about the Third World War, and about the relationship between Kurisu and Dr. Nakabachi. And that was supposedly Dr. Nakabachi's and that what was supposedly Dr. Nakabachi's theory was actually based off of Kurisu's writings. I told her that the original copy of Kurisu's work might be hidden on her laptop or hard drive, and I told her that Russia and America might be fighting over it. As for how Kurisu died, I decided to skip that. Maho was silent the whole time I spoke, with a confused expression on her face. She looked like a girl who'd just graduated to middle school and was staring at a string of equations on a blackboard that were nothing like she'd ever seen before. Her expression didn't change even when I finished.
それ本当の話なの？作り話ではなく。
Maho was asking Daru, not me.
まあね。
やっぱり信じられないか。
別にそういうわけじゃないわ。ただ私の予想とあまりにもかけ離れていたものだから思考が追いつかないの。
君の予想というのは？
アマデウスの軍事転用のことじゃないかと考えていたのよ。
Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that.
軍事転用？
クリスは精神生理学研究所にもよく出入りしていたんだけど、時々場違いな連中がそこにやってくるって言ってたの。どうも国防総省の人じゃないかって。
Russia, the FBI, and now the United States Department of Defense? This was getting even more suspicious.
アマデウスで人を殺せるのか？どうやって？
例えば百戦錬磨のパイロットから記憶データをコピーして無人戦闘機の制御に使うとか。
Yeah, we went over this in PR route, the promised whatever. I can't even remember what the R part of that name was.
あと以前話した医療への応用覚えてる？
人間の脳へ記憶データを書き戻すってやつかな。
そう。記憶データを修正した上で書き戻しが可能になれば恐怖を感じない兵士やどんな非道な任務でも平然と遂行する部隊なんていう恐ろしいものまで作れてしまう。
Yup.
うわ、まるでハリウッド映画じゃん。
Did this mean reality had caught up to books and movies?
私はてっきりクリスがそういった実験の証拠を偶然知ってしまったんじゃないかと思っていたの。
だからクリスは狙われたと。
ええ。
Maho picked up the laptop. Its red body was evidently made out of some kind of magnesium alloy, and it was a lot lighter than it looked.
でもまさかタイムマシンとはね。
いずれにしてもそれはすぐに破壊した方がいい。
中身を確認もせずあなたが言う論文が入っているとは限らないわよ。
中身はもう関係ないんだよ。クリスが残した遺産がこの世に存在している。それだけで 戦争の火種になりうるんだ。
Wouldn't there? Well, I better not speak. I don't know that much about computers. But even if you like smash the thing up, it could still be possible to like get the data from it, right? From like the smashed up bits, unless you just like burned it from the face of the earth, I guess. She still didn't seem satisfied.
でもこれはクリスが生きていたという証。クリスが残した意志なのよ。それをあっさり葬り去るなんて。
その中身を知ることで今度は君が狙われるかもしれない。
そうだけど。
If this wasn't working, maybe I needed to try another approach.
その PC のパスワード、クリスには当然聞いてみたんだろ
う。
アマデウスだよ。
もちろん最初に試してみたわ。
でもダメだったんだな。
Mahu nodded. I mean, we know what the password to Carice's computer is. It was like the 11th note of... or whatever. It was a Mozart song. It's the 11th note of a sonata. I can't remember the specific thing, but yeah, basically. I remember the 11th thing.
おかしいよな。普通は知っているはずだろう。でもアマデウスのクリスは知らなかった。それなら考えられる可能性は一つだ。クリス本人がアマデウスの知らないうちにパスワードを変更した。
Oh. That'd explain why Karisu suddenly knew what the password was when Amadeus was freaking out and it was acting like it actually was Karisu. Maybe it was a little bit of Karisu like pouring in there or something. I don't know. Also, hey Turnus, good to see you. We are doing the VA route of Steins Gate 0 today. At least that's what this guide says. It's called the VA route.
なぜ損したと思う？
Steins Gate, my darling's embrace. I don't know what that means. But I'll go ahead and say sure.
中身を知られたくなかったからじゃないのか。
It's another Steins Gate game. Oh, nice. Wait. Is that the one that's like it's basically like Steins Gate, but if it was like a dating sim or something, a romance comedy? Because I remember I heard something like that where it's like, yeah, they just turned just Steins Gate to a dating sim or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. I need to check that out. Is that on Steam? I actually don't know. Monkey says Naruto's hilarious. I actually need to check that out. Hold on. Yes, it is. That's based. That's based. It's absolutely based. But yeah, man, we only have this and the true route left, and then we'll be done with Steins Gate 0. Which is really sad to think about, honestly. I've grown attached to this series, like OG Steins Gate and this game. I've grown attached.
死者の墓を暴くような真似はやめよう。な。
暴くなんて、そんな言い方。ごめんなさい。確かに岡部さんの言う通りかもしれないわ。私クリスにこだわりすぎているのかもしれない。
君がクリスのことをとても大切に思っていることはよくわかるよ。だがこればかりは手を出さない方がいい。パ パンドラの箱どころか地獄の釜の蓋になりかねない。
Sheesh. Sheesh.
中二病つ
Oh my.
いちいち茶化すな。
Maho hugged the laptop tight to her chest and sighed.
了解したわ、岡部さん。今起こっている事態そのものは理解した。まだ頭の整理はついてないけどね。
Yeah, it'll probably take a while, but yeah. But in the PR route, when Kilma comes back, you better believe it. Listen, he better come back again in this route. I'm coping. It's gonna happen.
このノート PC は破棄しましょう。
ありがとう。
I was so glad she understood.
やっぱり大した人だ君は。
パスワード突き止めて解析完了してたから、これはガチ。
The fact that that's a tip is... I don't know how to feel about that. Tote serious sling means seriously or really. I'm not sure who needed that explained.
そういうことにしておくわ。
Maho smiled and turned back to me.
ちなみに一応証拠は見せてほしいんだけれど。
証拠？
どこかに置いてあるんでしょ、そのタイムマシン。それと 鈴葉さんに一度話を聞きたいわ。
それはどうだろうな。
Daru had agreed to it, but still, I'd told Maho about the time machine without asking Suzuha. We'd just gotten into a fight, and I really didn't want to bring this up with her. But even showing Maho the time machine would mean I'd need to get Suzuha's permission, and that made it difficult.
ダル。鈴葉に話を通すのはお前から。
Uh-oh. Before I could finish my sentence, the intercom on the desk beeped.
もう大事な話してんのになんだお。
His tone was the same as ever, but I didn't miss the sudden flash of tension across Daru's face. I've got a bad feeling about this.
もしもし、なんかあったん？
Daru flipped through several channels on the security monitor as he continued to talk on the phone. Oh, new CG. All 6 monitors had been displaying the interior of the store, but now they showed the entrance to the building, the emergency exit, the corridors, the elevator hall, and the emergency stairs. So he had cameras not just inside the building, but outside it too? But this was no time to be impressed. Dude, okay. From the perspective, from the way that was designed, I thought this dude in the hoodie was like a real dude. I thought these were just real people, but then I looked closer, I'm like, okay, no, those are drawn and animated. Dude, I thought that was a real dude. Oh! Oh! Is that Baron Banana? Is that Daddy Baron? He can't escape that curse. He can't escape that curse. Baron, my man. Sav. Oh my god, Sav. I'm sorry if I didn't see you before. Hey man, how you doing? Let me go ahead and shout out Baron real quick. Also, hello those that may be new from Baron's raid. Nah, I just got here too. Oh, nice. My name is Mochikuma VT. I am a VTuber slash PNG tuber, and I mostly read visual novels on here. We are reading Steins Gate 0 today. And we're having quite the time. But thank you so much for the raid, Baron. I wasn't able to see your stream today, but I think you were doing... Let's see, Gunpla and Chill, right? Especially since it says your things was makers and crafting. I assume that's what it is. How's it going, Mochi? It's going good, man. It's going good. How did your stream go? Did you in fact Gunpla and Chill? Did you Gunpla all over that Chill? Oh, we can't. Hey, Lithic! Oh my god. Dude, it's like a freaking... It's like a Smash game. Everyone's here. Me gusta, Bear, man. Me gusta Lithic. Me gusta Lithic. How you doing, Lithic? Good to see y'all. I hope all of you are having a good day. Yup, it was Gunpla and Chill. I gunplawed a bit, but wasn't really feeling myself, so I ended early. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully you get a chance to get some rest. I appreciate you bringing your audience over. Thank you for the lurk, Lithic. We'll be in and out, no problem, man. Thank you for stopping by. If you need to rest after stream a bit, Baron, feel free to, man. But hopefully your day can get a little bit better now. Rare time I can rage, you couldn't pass it up. Honestly, it's like there's so many people I want to raid, but we all like stream at different times, or sometimes we just end up streaming at a different time, at like the same time. So it's hard. Oh man. But hey man, I appreciate y'all just being here and existing. Did I hear gun? Hey, Morsay. Dude, this is literally a Smash trailer. This is a Super Smash Bros. Trailer. Everyone's here. Out of nowhere, too. Baron really brought the whole party. Oh my god. Dude, I wasn't kidding. Oh my god. Hello, Aruka. Oh my god. Oh my god. I only just coughed my guts out. Jesus. Ugh. Oh, Baron, did you see the new content labels they rolled out today? You probably did since you streamed today, but that's a new mandatory thing they're making us do now. Good to see you, Aruka. Hope everything's going well for you, buddy. Am I the overpowered ram boy? Heck yeah, let's go. Alright. The images were covered in white, snowy static. I did indeed. Gonna have to turn on all of them for Grisaia. Yeah. That's what I was thinking to myself, like, if I'm doing like a traditional like dating sim visual novel, or if I'm doing a horror visual novel, I might as well just turn them all on, just to be safe. With how Steins Gate 0 is though, I'm just gonna do like the significant profanity just in case I curse a lot. But usually that's not a problem. How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good, Aruka. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Are you doing epic? Are you doing fantastic? Are you being a gamer? Because that's what we're all about here. But I could see strange figures on the screens.
なんだこいつら
The entrance to the building. The first floor elevator hall. I'm good to hear, good to hear. But I'm doing pretty good myself. Just chilling, reading Steins Gate with the homies. If you can't read Steins Gate with your homies, are you really homies? That's a quote somewhere. I'll bet it. I'll bet you $5. The 7th floor emergency stairs and in front of the cosplay shop. There'd been nothing there a moment ago, but now there were 4 men standing in front of each other and 4 men standing in each of those 5 places. They were silent and did not speak to one another. There were around 20 of them in all. But yes. Also, I think I said hi, Morse, but just in case I didn't, hey buddy, good to see ya. Some were wearing suits, other typical Akihabara fashions, yet others were wearing military camo. Individually, none of them would really stand out in Akihabara. But the fact that so many people had all come to this lonely building at once seemed terrifying. Oi, doing alright. Nice. Good to hear. We're doing, what was it called? A VA route, yeah, VA route today. As you could probably already tell, but yeah. But yeah, 2 routes on Steins Gate 0, man. I'm not ready for it.
Okie dokie. ここは放置するわ。君も適当に逃げるといいよ。ほんじゃ。
Evidently, he'd been talking to the man at the front counter. He put down the intercom and looked at us.
つうわけで逃げるべ。
Alright, fair enough. Daru pulled out a backpack and began tossing hard drives, memory cards, and other pieces of equipment into it.
そのノート PC も please。
Mao stood there, blinking as she handed him Carice's laptop and hard drive.
おいあいつらは誰だ
やっぱりクリスの PC が狙われているの？
The Pog point.
さあどうかな。僕もいろいろやらかしてるからさ。こういうこと今までにもあったし。
Oh, is that some streamer you guys are both subscribed to? I just realized that after like 5 minutes of like thinking.
ま、だからこそ裏のバイトなわけで。
おいおい
Yep, alright, yep. Aruka coming in with the most based emote, just the creepy smiling frog. My man. Daru took the laptop and hard drive from Maho, threw them into the backpack, and then slid it onto his back.
そもそも逃げるってどうやって？店の入り口には連中がいるんだぞ。
いやー、この場所気に入ってたのにな。ついに放棄か。
Despite his tone, his expression was still serious. He walked to the corner of the room. There was a life-sized poster of a golden-haired Vocalo stuck to the wall. A what? Vocalo, fictional, the name of a DTM, desktop music, software for home computers that allows for the creation of an artificial singing voice. Why do I feel like that sounds familiar? Vocalo. Whatever. Probably wasn't important.
リンタン、ちょっとごめんよ。
Daru carefully took the poster off the wall, making sure not to damage it. Vocaloid? So off-brand Vocaloid? Oh! That's like Miku or something, isn't it? It's Hatsune Miku? Happy birthday, Hatsune Miku! I can't. Okay, so my friend one day. Okay, so for context for this inside joke, so like we're in Discord, right? And randomly my friend, like out of the whole Discord call, just we're all like quiet, kind of like quiet, just like playing our different games, and out of nowhere he just goes, "Happy birthday, Hatsune Miku." I just start dying laughing for whatever reason. I'm like, what? And he just refused to elaborate, and I just... I don't know why that made me laugh so much. I'm just... You know, it's... Miku is one of them, yes? Oh, nice. Does she even have a birthday? You know what, I'm googling that. Give me a second. Let's see. Google. Come hither. Was it on March 9th that this happened? I have no idea. There's a good chance, maybe. It was just... It's just the fact that everybody was silent. And brother here comes out of nowhere and says, "Happy birthday, Hatsune Miku." Hatsune Miku birthday. It says Miku's birthday is on August 31st. I can tell you that it wasn't on August 31st that he said that. I can assure you of that. That much, at least, I can assure you of. Have you guys seen that meme of that guy that's like hanging off the cliff, and Miku's like, "And oh no, we cannot hold hands unless we are married." He's like, "Miku, please just grab my hand. I'm gonna die." He's just like, "Ah!" That shit was funny. Oh god. Anyways, and back to Steins Gate. There was a glass door hidden behind it, which led out to a concrete veranda.
こっちだお。
Wait, that was how he was going to escape? This was the 17th floor, right? There wasn't time to worry about it. Daru went out to the veranda without bothering to wait for us. I pushed Maho forward and urged her to go ahead of me. The veranda was filled with junk, just like the inside. The floor was covered with old PCs and monitors, as well as old arcade games that were clearly broken. There was barely any place to stand. But that meant as long as you ducked down a little, there was probably no way you could be seen from the outside. Maybe he'd set this up deliberately so he could use it in case of an emergency. From there, we escaped like we were in a spy movie. We removed the board that connected this veranda to the next one, moved down to the room at the edge of the building, and then used the emergency ladder to get to the second floor. Brother, this really is a everyone's here. Dude, the only person we're missing at this point is Draftkey. I actually haven't seen Draftkey in a while. I hope he's alright. Knowing Draftkey, he might have gotten himself into something dangerous. To say the least. But how you doing, Ruben? Good to see you. Draftkey's in jail. Joined a cult. Is it bad that neither of those are, like, out of the question? Like, both of those seem just as plausible. Maybe both. Or rather, started a cult. Well, thanks. You could happen. I'm doing pretty good, Ruben. I'm doing pretty good. Ruben, by the way, you won't be disappointed in me. I watched episode 2 and 3 of Oshinoko. I got off my lazy butt and watched some more. I finally decided to take action in my life. Or something like that. It had noise, yeah. It was an empty space that Dara rented with some of his acquaintances, and we were able to use the bathroom to escape to an unused room in the next building. My blood ran cold when Daru got a call that the men in front of the cosplay shop had broken in. The OP and ED are bangers. Completely agreed. I made sure to check those out because you especially mentioned them. Completely agreed, dude. I mean, the music in Oshinoko has always been pretty good, but Jesus, those are built different to say the least. Oshinoko, yeah. I watched the pilot some time ago, and then Ruben's like, "Hey man, you gonna watch the rest?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then I never did until yesterday. Classic Mochi moment. Still hasn't finished the Higurashi anime, by the way. Classic Mochi moment. Aqua being a sus protag. Listen, man. If we're honest, if we're gonna be honest, we always knew Aqua was gonna be sus. We always knew Aqua was gonna be sus. Even from just the pilot. That's like, yeah. I always knew. Oh, man. Arguably, the sus was even worse in the pilot. God. Oshinoko, I watched the rest. The intro song is so good. It is. It's genuinely a banger. From there, we plan to escape from the next building's emergency exit. Well, then again, I really like Yoasobi's music. I love Oshinoko. It's really good. It's really good. From there, we plan to escape from the next building's emergency exit. The emergency exit there led out to a different alleyway than the one we had originally come in. So in theory, they shouldn't have been able to find us. Also, another little bit of a mini update. I've been reading some Doki Doki Literature Club mods in my free time. I actually finished one called Our Castle Walls just today. If you guys, listen, if you guys are into like the DDLC mod community, please check out Our Castle Walls. That is so good. It is probably without doubt like the best DDLC mod I've ever played. But to be fair, I am biased because it's basically a giant Yuri root. So, and Yuri is of course best girl in DDLC. So I'm kind of biased, but yeah. I know. I've been watching your stream. Hmm? What do you mean? Monica? Monica's second best. Monica's second best. The irony of him acting like the stalker that killed his mother. Yeah. It's... You hate to see it, man. Your stream mode. Well, what stream? I'm confused what you're talking about. Read that again. Steam! Oh! Guys, I swear I can read, I promise. I swear that I can read. The emergency exit that led out to a different alleyway than the one we'd originally come in, so in theory, they shouldn't have been able to find us. What do you think of Kana, by the way? She changed from the pilot. She changed a lot from the pilot. Reading? What's that? That's a good question. I'm enjoying her so far. I'll have to see some more, but I'm enjoying her so far. But yeah, she changed. That's to put it lightly. But I assume it's just that character development growing, going, because we all know what happened in the pilot and what would cause the character to growth. But we were naive. Wait, I did read that, right? Yeah, I did. The narrow alleyway between the buildings was dark and deserted. I'm scared for Ruby, though. Yeah, I'm worried for everyone after the pilot, Ruben. I'm just like... Especially for Ruby, but after the pilot, I'm just like... I don't want my heart ripped out again, man. They were waiting for us there, as if they'd known exactly where we were going. Well, shit. We were caught off guard, and before we could run, one of them grabbed Maho. And then there was no way for us to resist. They grabbed Daru and me, twisting our arms behind our backs, and slammed us to the ground. That couldn't have gone much worse. That literally ended in the worst... In the worst scenario possible. The pilot was definitely a heartbreaker. Yeah, man. But it wasn't the group who had attacked us in the building. They were all wearing full face mask, motorcycle suits, and leather jackets. One of them, the girl holding down Maho, was clearly a woman. That sentence felt redundant. The girl holding down Maho was clearly a woman. Something about the redundancy of that sends me. There was only one woman who I knew who'd attack us while dressed like that. Okay, this girl is truly a girl. Basically. Also, was that actually Moeka? I was right. I knew that voice. I could tell even with her helmet hiding her face. Man. And you guys said, but forgive Moeka, give her a break. That's what happens when you forgive Moeka. She stabs you in the back. She held Maho with her left arm and took out a military knife with her right. She put the knife up to Moeka's throat. Or Maho's throat, sorry. Aqua's mental state, though, is concerning. It's just that, like, the current path that he's going down is dangerous, because it's like... When you get to that mindset of, like, I have to take revenge, I have to find the person who did this and just take revenge in every violent way possible, it just leads to worse and worse things. It leads you to thinking, bad things that make you just as bad, if not worse. That's what I'm worried about. It's kind of like what happened to Rintaro in Suzuha's route in the OG Steins Gate, where he was having those, like, downright evil thoughts. She's also not friends with Maho in this timeline. Yeah, that means she's super evil. The horrible memories came flooding back to me. Whether it had happened in a different world line or not, the merciless voice that had taken Mayuri from me was right here. Hey, I'm just saying, if you have to use the cope that Moeka is good in some timelines, that doesn't work. Because Kurisu and Mayuri are all wholesome and good in every timeline. There's no timeline where there's secretly a CERN agent. Also, I just dropped my... I just dropped my mouse. Oh.
I got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans?
I do like jelly beans. Thank you for the Bitcoin. Whether it had happened in a different world line or not, the merciless voice that had taken Mayuri from me was right here.
I got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans?
I see you're doing this. Nice. That means she never got a character arc. She's still the same from... No! She's still the same from season 1. Oh.
You like jelly beans?
Oh my god.
I've got some jelly beans. Yeah, like jelly beans.
Indeed, Golden. Thank you so much for the bits, man. I really appreciate it. That means she never got a character arc. She's still the same from season 1 even after the time skip. Higurashi anime rip. Dude, I just have to sit myself down and just be like, Mochi, just watch it. It's literally pressing a play button and focusing your eyes on the screen. How hard is that? It's even easier than reading a visual novel. Just do it. Come on, man. Oh my god. I gritted my teeth so hard it hurt, and glared at the woman in the motorcycle suit. Oh, so I get what you're saying, Morsay. I just... listen, man. You kill Mayuri once, that's it. I can't forgive you anymore. It's not... You've committed a sin. You've broken one of the 5 Steins Gate rules. Rule number 1, never harm Mayuri. I used the gay pride flag. Are you proud of me? I am proud of you. Thank you so much. The cicadas are crying. Bro, the cicadas are bawling at this point. The cicadas' tears have dried up. At this point, their emotions have just died out. I forced myself to speak, and the woman in the motorcycle suit took the knife away from Maho's neck. She handed her over to one of the other men. And then she took off her helmet. Oh my god, it's Moeka! Sorry. I couldn't help myself. I get it. I felt the same way when I played the game. I just got past it. Time healed the wound a bit. And then I replaced that wound with newer ones. Sounds about like the Steins Gate experience here. Going from Higurashi to the OG Steins Gate here in the cicadas must be PTSD. Listen, man. Listen. Steins Gate hurt me a lot more than Higurashi did, because I felt more connected to the characters. I remember you said, like, at one point, Ruben, that, like, Steins Gate wasn't as disturbing as Higurashi. And the more I think about it, you were right. But, like, seeing Mayuri die, I was so mad that I'm like, what do you mean it's not as disturbing? They just killed the most innocent girl. I got so upset.
あなたは
Oh, that's right. That was in the first stream that I said that. Moika, Kiryu. So it was you after all.
どこにあるの
Her eyes were completely devoid of emotion. Just like they were on August 13th. I was forced off the ground by one of the others. But my arm was still twisted upwards. I tried as hard as I could not to scream from the pain.
まず手を離せ。これじゃちゃんと話もできない。
Nah, don't worry, you won't be as traumatized as Higurashi. It'd be worse. It's honestly how it was, man. Moika slightly nodded to the other men. It's not as gruesome as Higurashi, but Chaos Head and Chaos Child make up the difference. Oh, man. The hand that was holding me drew back. With interest. Oh, Lord. I could finally move again. By the way, guys, I'll bring it up again since most of you might not have been there when I brought it up last time. But when we move on to the next visual novel, I'll probably have a poll. It's most likely going to be Fate Stay Night, with like a 90% certainty. But just in case you guys want to see anything different, I'll have a poll that you guys can vote on. But it's most likely going to be Fate Stay Night. That will be the next major visual novel series. Just to let you guys know. But I will have a poll so that you guys can vote. So that everybody gets their fair vote to see what they want to see. Umineko. It's honestly sounding like it'll either be Fate Stay Night or Umineko. We'll have to see. Umineko. I mean, it's not like I won't read Umineko. I already have it installed on my computer. So, no matter what, I will be reading Umineko. That is in the plans. Daru was released too, and he stood up mumbling something. No idea what those are, but okay. Those are just visual novels. Sorry if I confused you, Aruka. They're just visual novels. I'm mainly a visual novel streamer, so I usually have a bunch lined up to stream for the future, and then I'll have like people vote and see which one they want to see me play through first. That's basically all I'm talking about. Sorry if that was confusing at all or anything. Umineko is peak fiction. Yeah. But Maho was still in their hands.
ヒアジョ博士と交換
誰リュックを貸せ。
あ、うん。
Daru was about to take off his backpack.
ダメよ渡しちゃダメ
ヒアジョさん、おとなしくしててくれ。そいつは本当に君を殺す。脅しじゃない。
What if the poll ends up being a tie between Fate Stay Night and Umineko? Would I then have to be the tiebreaker? I'd end up making someone mad. I know that.
自分の論文のために君が死んで、それでクリスが喜ぶのか。
But if she kills Daru, we lose Suzu? I didn't say anything about killing Daru. But if we're voting on killing Daru, then I vote yes. As a streamer, that is your responsibility, I think. True. Moho looked like a small child on the verge of tears. Still glaring at Moeka, I took the laptop and hard drive out of the backpack.
これだ。
リュックごと渡して
先にヒアジョさんを解放しろ。
She didn't respond. Fine then. I'd have to bluff.
複合化するパスワードを知りたければ、俺たちを出し抜こうとするな。
I put the two items back in the backpack and handed it over to her. It was all I could do to keep my voice from quaking.
こいつはパスワードがなければ絶対に起動することができない。世界中のハッカーがサジを投げた代物だ。俺たちの安全が保証されたら教える。こいつを渡した途端に殺されたんじゃたまらないからな。
Of course, I had no clue what the password was. If they found that out, we were doomed. Daru was giving me a questioning glance. I ignored it. Keep your damn mouth shut, Daru. You're depending on Daru to do anything? That's a bad idea. He will let you down. 9 times out of 10, he will let you down. Actually, you know what? 10 times out of 10, he will.
確かにそうね。
Alright, she fell for it. That meant...
それじゃあ誰か一人私たちと来てもらう。
Well, that kind of backfired, didn't it, Okabe?
二人は今すぐに解放する。その後パスワードが正しければ残り一人も解放する。
Damn, that's not good enough.
それはダメだ。残る一人の命の保証がない。
なら三人とも来てもらうだけ。
This woman. I could feel cold sweat in my back. I'd never been involved in a life or death deal before, and I had no idea what to do next.
明日至るこっちへ。
僕
Yes, kill him, Moeka. Kill him, slit his throat.
あなたはスペシャリストだと聞いている。リュックを持ってこっちへ。
You can redeem yourself. Redeem yourself, Moeka.
あなたが来るなら他の二人はここへ置いていってもいい。
Actually, this is a redemption moment for Daru, too. Does he have the compassion to try to save Rentaro and Maho by going with her? That is the question.
待て。だったら俺が行く。それでいいだろう。
あなたのことは上から何も聞かされていない。パスワードを知っているかどうかもわからない。
Damn. She saw through me. Moeka put the knife back to Maho's neck.
明日至る。早く来て。
そういうセリフはもっとエロいシチュの時にお願いしたいわけだが。
Never mind. So Daru's just completely irredeemable. Gotcha. Nice. Daru was joking, but his whole body was shaking. What do I do? They were gonna kill Daru. I thought as fast and hard as I could, but nothing came to me. In this world line, Daru was going to live until 2036 and complete the time machine. That much was clear from Suzuha's testimony. If the world lines were going to converge, even if Moeka took Daru here, he wouldn't be killed, right? Unfortunately, yeah. No. But that didn't mean I could leave him here. One of the men with Moeka was looking at his watch. She noticed it too. They might have felt they were taking too much time with the kidnapping done in broad daylight. I hoped that somebody might wander by, but there was no counting on that stroke of luck. I needed to solve this myself instead of relying on others.
誰か殺してみせればいい？
Uh-oh. Kill Daru. I felt a cold knife pressed hard against my carotid artery.
I got some jelly beans.
Oh my god.
I like jelly beans.
Happy birthday to Mochi, happy birthday to Mochi. Also I have in my calendar to report to Mochi on whether Boss Baby or a silent voice.
Okay. 3 things. First off, thank you for the bits. I really appreciate them. Second off, it's not my birthday. Third off, we all know the clear answer to that. It's so obvious that even a toddler could answer that. Obviously, the Boss Baby's better. Obviously, Boss Baby's better. I think we can all agree. Daru and Maho were screaming, but suddenly it all seemed unreal, like it was taking place in a distant world. I remember putting in my calendar, but I don't know why. I don't either, man. But Boss Baby is the answer, yes. They say that's what happens whenever someone is confronted with their own death, and it's happening to me now. I can't die either way, right? I tried asking myself that. I tried asking Suzuha, even though she wasn't here. I tried asking the world. Of course, nobody answered. The fact that I might not die didn't mean I could do something stupid here. A normal college kid like me would be too scared to move once they had a knife to their neck. I'd seen people die many times, and I'd almost been killed, but I never did get used to it. Thoughts of Kreese's blood came back into my mind, and I almost suffered a flashback. My body shook, and it was all I could do to keep from collapsing to the ground. Was there nothing else I could do? Ooh. Dumb luck? Just when I was about to give up, a black van pulled up and braked hard at the end of the valley, blocking us in. The sliding door opened, and out poured men carrying assault rifles. Okay, maybe this isn't a good thing. They were all wearing gray military uniforms and face masks. Their eyes were the eyes of trained soldiers. From their huge frames and the color of their skin, it was clear that they weren't Japanese. How can you tell the color of their skin? They're like fully covered. What? I immediately realized that this was all real. It wasn't cosplay or anything like that. Those guns were real, and a battle was about to begin. My experience with the August 13th attack and the war zone I'd lived in only a few until only a few days ago came back to me. It's the Russian Inquisition! Nobody ever expects them! God. It didn't matter who was friend or foe. Moika moved the instant I spoke. She saw the attackers and jumped into the shadow of a nearby building. The other rounders spread out too. They let go of Maho, who was standing up, confused in the middle of the alley.
Maho, stand up!
The man who was holding me was the only one who reacted a bit too slowly. Uh-oh. Oh god. There was a sharp noise, and a bullet went through the helmet of the rounder who was holding a knife to my throat. Unlucky. As he went down, I went down with him, and I hit the ground hard. The impact made me let go of Daru's backpack. Uh-oh. One of the other rounders grabbed it off the ground and ran in the opposite direction of the van. Well, that's just great. What turned out to be a slight, maybe miracle turned into absolute disaster. Perfect. A man got out of the van, evidently the commander, and barked orders in what sounded like Russian. One of the soldiers turned their gun on the fleeing rounder. Oh, never mind. Her body flew up off the ground as both she and the backpack were torn open. Good lord. The contents of the backpack fell to the ground, scattering across the asphalt. The laptop and hard drive were hit with more gunfire than possibly could have been necessary. Crease's laptop and hard disk were turned into unrecognizable scrap in just a few seconds. Huh, nice! That's what you wanted, right, Okabe? You just wanted to destroy them. Well, there you go. Meanwhile, the Russian Inquisition... Oh, shit, I don't think we were supposed to do that. I'm pretty sure we needed that. They crawled behind a light pole without even bothering to look. It really all happened in an instant. I looked around and the Russian soldiers were running toward us. Moeka and her rounders had vanished at some point, leaving only the two bodies. The soldiers silently recovered the remains of the laptop and hard disk, picked up the bodies of the two rounders, and got right back in the van. They didn't even pause to look at us. Actually, if it's the Russians, they have Nakabachi in this timeline, so they actually don't need it. They need it gone. Oh. Wait a minute, but didn't they need it because Nakabachi's paper was dog water? That's like the whole reason they needed it, right? It was because Nakabachi was stupid. Right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong in that. They didn't even pause to look at us. There were only a couple of minutes between the time when they arrived and when they left. Nah, he stole the paper from Creasy, remember? The thesis actually had good info. Oh. Well, I remember they said, like, it was a copy of Creasy's paper, but it was like an inferior copy that basically couldn't be used, but I guess could still be used? All that were left were little fragments lying on the ground. The blood from the two bodies. Maho, who was lying on the ground and shaking. Was that said? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I could be wrong, though. You're probably right, Morsay. From what I remember, that's what was said. Daru, who was standing in shock behind one of the buildings. And me, lying on the ground. My heart had been pounding the whole time. I only felt the pain in my neck after it was all over. Evidently, the knife had cut me a little when I'd fallen. Oof. A while later, we finally heard the sirens of a police car. And it was only then I remembered that I was in Akihabara, Japan. The Third World War may have started long ago, and we just didn't know it. I realized that in the face of a war between nations, we truly were powerless. Akihabara was in an uproar. There were lots of helicopters in the sky that probably belonged to the media. We escaped to the lab, making sure that no one was following us. It hadn't been that long since we were attacked at the hotel. If the cops found us at the scene of another crime like that, they'd be suspicious for sure. So we ran before the police arrived. Suzuha wasn't at the lab. Maybe she'd sensed what was going on and went to check on the time machine. We held our breath and waited. It felt like if we let anyone know we were here, more scary people would burst down the door and charge in. Googled it, and most people just didn't believe them, but the Russian government did and used the paper for their research. Oh, okay. I guess I just misunderstood then. My bad.
橋田さん、ここタオルって置いてある。
洗面所にあるを。
Maho nodded and brought a new towel from the washroom. She handed it to me.
岡部さん、首血が出てる。これで押さえて。
My neck was wet with blood. Fortunately, it wasn't a deep wound, so it wasn't long before it stopped. After handing me the towel, Maho sat down right on the floor and didn't move. I knew how she felt, especially since this was the second time she'd been attacked. And this time, people had died right in front of her.
大丈夫かヒヤジョさん。
Fine's probably not the right word. Alive is probably the right word. She nodded hesitantly, but her face was deathly pale. And I realized that she'd been clutching her left hand into the... into a fist this whole time, and there was blood coming out of it.
怪我したのか見せて。
Evidently, she hadn't noticed she'd been hurt. She was looking at her left hand, confused.
あら、
どうした？
指開かない。変ね。
Oh no. Maho had been holding some small fragment in her left hand. Her hand had frozen around it and wouldn't move. Soon it started to shake. I grabbed her hand and forced open her fingers one by one. Whatever it was, she'd been clutching it so tightly that she'd cut off the blood flow to her fingers. They were very cold. Jesus Christ! You know how tight you have to be gripping something to literally lose, like, feeling in that? Good lord. You had to be gripping that thing like it owed you money. When I finally forced her hand open, the thing she was holding fell to the floor. What was it? I picked it up. Oh, it's a little fragment of the laptop. That's a sign of shock trauma. She is not okie dokie. Yeah, I mean, she was literally in a firefight where she saw 2 people die. Very understandable, honestly. It was a red piece of magnesium alloy. It was a piece of Kreesu's laptop. She must have grabbed it off the ground when she was running away. If she held something so sharp tightly for so long, of course she was gonna bleed. Yep. I returned it to Maho without a word. She took the broken fragment and cradled it in her hands, then stared at it with an empty expression. Suddenly, a single line of tears dripped down her cheek. Sorry, Maho. That's actually, like, gripping my heart. Jesus. After that, it didn't stop. She continued to sob.
何それ。ごめん。ごめんね。守ってあげられなくて。
Not your fault. It's the timeline's fault. It was as if that tiny fragment was Kreesu herself. She held it to her chest and kept crying.
ヒヤジョさん。きっとクリスは安心したと思う。君が無事でよかったって。
Mm-hmm.
だから君が謝ることなんてない。謝らなくてもいいんだ。
She didn't respond. Instead, a phone started to vibrate.
私
Maho took out her cell phone and looked at the message she received.
レスキネン教授からだわ。
Well,
どうした？
荒らされたって。オフィスと、あと、ホテルの部屋。教授と私の、ひどいことになってるって。
that sounds about right.
そうか。
Whether it was the Rounders, the Russians, or whoever had first surrounded the cosplay shop, they must have been after Kreese's laptop and hard drive.
あの PC バックアップは存在しないんだよな。
ええ。
それならこれでよかったんだ。クリスの残したものが何十億もの人を殺す道具として使われることはなくなったんだから。
Nakabachi's still here, so not necessarily true. I appreciate the optimism, but, yeah, no. In the end, I got what I wanted. Well, yes, but also no. The data was destroyed before anyone got their hands on it. There was so little left that I was sure there'd be no way to restore it.
つうかさ、ロシアはなんであの PC を壊しちゃったんだろう。手に入れようとしてたんじゃなかったん？
今のところタイムマシン開発競争じゃロシアがリードしてるんだ。ロシアからすればノート PC を手に入れられればそれでよし。だが他の連中に奪われるぐらいなら壊してしまった方がマシって考えてたんじゃないか。
They probably wanted to avoid a protracted gunfight with the Rounders in broad daylight in Japan. The cold way they made their decisions made me shiver. They really were professional soldiers. An amateur couldn't do that.
で、これからどうする？
できればここにはいたくない。
Russia might not know about this place, but Moeka might. If the Rounders were on the move, then Tenoji downstairs might be involved too.
日が暮れたら移動しよう。
It would have been great if Suzuha had come back, but I couldn't get in touch with her. Well... Oh, Maho perspective. New CG. Maho was sinking into a warm bathtub. She could finally feel blood flowing through her body again. The heat melted the tension away from her muscles. Her injured hand hurt a little, but it wasn't unbearable. She felt like she'd come back to life. Once the sun had set, Maho and Rintaro had gone to Ferris, the cat-eared maid at Maid Queen Neon Squared, for help. Ferris's home was at the top of a high-rise condo building on prime Akihabara real estate. From a security perspective, it was superior to the Future Gadget Lab in every way imaginable. Ferris welcomed the two of them, offering them food and a place to sleep. And now she'd even offered them a bath. Maho was a little worried about Itaro Hashida. He'd insisted on staying to wait for his younger sister Suzuha and remained alone at the Future Gadget Lab. More than an hour had passed since then. Had Rintaro heard anything? And even if they'd moved, that didn't mean this place was safe. The group from this afternoon could attack at any time. She couldn't help but feel nervous. and that made her feel terrified and vulnerable as she sat naked in the bath. She got into the bathtub and hurried to the changing room to wipe herself down. She tried to put on the change of underwear Ferris had given her. No! Well, I was probably a bit late on that. Why, Steins Gate? Hold on, I gotta put another label on. Well, let's go ahead and put that sexual themes label on. There we go. Mother effer. That is the last sus CG. I'm glad, man. Oh my god. It's just like when I think it won't come, it comes. You know what I mean, man? And her hands started to shake. Then her knees buckled and she fell to the ground.
極度の緊張とそこからの急激な緩和で一時的にひどい筋弛感が起こってる。
Alright, so Maho said, this is extreme muscle relaxation after a period of elevated tension and then sudden release. I legit forgot about the Sousa Hall 1 phrasing. Oh, my bad. She tried to stay calm by analyzing herself, but that didn't mean she could do anything but lie down.
これはまずいわ。
Oh, sorry. Maho said, this is bad. Alarm bells were going off in her head. She'd just about given up, knowing that it would pass with time, when Ferris popped her head in. Alright, so Ferris says, Maho-nyan, how's the water? You're welcome. Meow! Black screen reminds me of Grisaya. Memories? Maybe it's a good thing Draft isn't here. Dude, if Draft was here, he would have said something absolutely horrendous when that popped up on screen for half a second. You know he would have, too. But yeah, Grisaya, the good old days. Back when I had to use a black screen for genuinely everything. Like, almost everything. Almost every 2 seconds, there was a black screen. Ferris screamed and started to panic when she saw Maho naked and lying on the floor. Alright, so Ferris says, oh no, Nya! She's going to die! Maho-nyan's going to die!
いや、別に大丈夫だから。
And Maho says, no, it's fine. Can we just get off this CG already? Maho's voice was so weak that Ferris didn't even hear her.
とにかくベッドに連れてかなくちゃ。
Ferris says, I need to get her to the bed! Ferris tried to pick up the naked Maho, and then slipped and dropped her. Ferris, come on. The Maho just grunted in pain. Maho hit the back of her head on the floor. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Ooh, I hate, oh, I felt that. Ow. Oh, God. She failed that deck save, rolled a 1. Oh, man. She saw little stars dancing across her field of vision. I don't know if you guys have ever, like, hit the back of your head or the top of your head on something. Not fun. Not fun at all. And Pharaoh says, Hanya, I'm so sorry. No, yeah, it hurts, yeah. It hurts a lot, yeah. Sprawling naked on the floor, face up, Maho tried to force herself to stand, but her arms were too weak.
聞いて。これはすぐに治るから。
Maho says, "Listen, this will pass soon." But Ferris wasn't listening. For some reason, she decided to reach around Maho from behind and try to drag her up. And then Rintaro must have heard Ferris' scream because he ran in. Oh no.
どうしたんだフェイリス。
Of course he sees that. What's wrong, Ferris? Gasp from Maho. Yeah. Another gasp from Maho. Maho coming to the realization that she's just been seen naked by Rintaro. She wanted to scream, but all that came out was a tiny whimper. Okay. We're good now.
本当に悪かった。この通りだ。
Rintaro lowered his head deeply toward Maho as she lay on the bed.
謝らなくてもいいわ。さっきのはあくまでも事故なんだから。
Yeah, but you're probably still not happy about it. But she still couldn't bear to look him in the face. Just remembering the despair and embarrassment she'd felt when he saw her naked body made her want to bury her head in a pillow and flail her legs back and forth. To make matters worse, she still hadn't been able to stand up after all that, and Rintaro had been forced to carry her to the bed. She'd never even been touched by a boy before, and so it was only today that she realized how rugged male arms were. That was a strange thought to have, Maho. I like rubbed the back of my head. Dang, Maho, that's kind of weird. She has awakened. Awaken my masters! Insert draft here. Oh no. Being carried was extremely uncomfortable, to the point where she'd squirmed around and almost slipped out of his arms. So she'd had no choice but to curl herself into a ball and let Rintaro do whatever he wanted with her, which made her feel really strange. Phrasing, Maho. Oh, phrasing. It is important. And now, she couldn't even bear to look at his face. A little. No, the phrasing is accurate. The context, however, yeah. Ferris was sitting next to Rintaro, feet under her knees, with her shoulders slumped.
いいのよ。むしろ驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。
体は平気なのか？病院に行かなくても。
強い緊張が続いていたから、その反動が来ただけ。もう少し休めば回復すると思う。心配かけてしまったわね。みっともないわ。
みっともないもんか。今日みたいなことに巻き込まれれば誰だって怖い。具合だって悪くもなる。
あなたでも怖い？
ああ。
そう。
今夜はもう休むといいにゃ。事件のこととかこれからどうするかとか難しい話は元気になってから考えるといいにゃ。
そうね。ええ、そうするわ。ありがとう。
Maho closed her eyes. The lights went out and Rentaro and Ferris left the room. She lay on the bed and tried not to think about anything. She could hear the pounding of her heart. It would get louder and then softer. The rhythm was very strange. And she could hear a kind of static noise mixed in with her heartbeat, like a broken TV. Was it exhaustion-induced tinnitus? Whatever it was, once she noticed it, she couldn't sleep.
そういえば、岡部さんが精神安定剤を服用しているって言ってたわね。
Tranquilizers. She wasn't supposed to do this, but if she looked at their ingredients, she could tell what medications had what effect. Should she take a look and have him lend her some? If that wasn't possible, she could at least get some over-the-counter antihistamines to use as a sleep aid. She turned over.
大声を出さないで、言うことを聞いて、さもないと命はない。
Somebody telling me she's hallucinating that. Oh, God. Suddenly, she heard a voice break through the unpleasant noise. She gulped and leapt out of bed. Terror-stricken, Maho tried to crawl to the door. But her legs wouldn't move like she wanted to. She couldn't stand up. The voice in her ears followed her wherever she went. It was like a wild animal toying with its prey. All the hairs on her body were standing up on end. Her jaw was chattering so hard she bit her tongue. She desperately crawled across the carpet and toward the door.
一人殺してみせればいい。
Okay, alright, she is having like a hallucination. That's bad, but it's better than Moika actually being there.
やめて、やだ、やだ。
Anxiety meds are probably sleeping pills, which Maho very well probably needs right now. Yeah, for sure. She woke up to find herself being violently shaken by the shoulders. She looked around the room, panting. She was in bed and Rentaro was looking down at her. Her whole body was sweaty, and she felt sick. There was a burning sensation deep in her stomach.
どうした？
誰かがここに。
Rentaro looked around. Ferris came a moment later, as well as the older man who was her butler, but they were simply standing at the entrance of the room, concerned.
きっと悪い夢を見たんだ。
The antique clock on the shelf said that at some point it had gotten past 1 a.m. She must have slept for hours without realizing it.
そうね、夢だったみたい。
She took a painful breath and wiped the sweat off her forehead without realizing that she sounded just like a little child. She sent Ferris and the butler back to their rooms. And Taro brought her a towel from the washroom.
ひどい汗だ。拭いた方がいい。
She did as he said and wiped the beads of sweat off her face, chest, and limbs. As she was deciding whether or not to wipe the inside of her pajamas, Rentaro took the hint and turned around.
俺も自分の部屋に戻るから、何かあったらいつでも声をかけてくれ。
わ
ん？
橋田さんは。
あ、さっき連絡が来たよ。鈴葉とも合流したって。
そう。
それじゃ。
Rintaro was about to leave her bedside. But Maho, and she couldn't believe she was doing this, reached out and grabbed the hem of his shirt without thinking.
お願い。少しだけでいいから。ここにいて。
No.
ヒヤ長さん。
一人にしないで。
No. Maho was surprised by the words she was saying. But the thought of spending this terrible night all by herself was too much for her. Rintaro must have understood how she felt, because he nodded without smiling.
わかった。眠るまで一緒にいるよ。
ありがとう。わがまま言ってごめんなさい。
いや、いいんだ。どうせ俺もなかなか寝つけなかったし。後ろ向いてるから汗だけはちゃんと拭くといい。
ええ。
While Rintaro stared back at the door, she took off her pajamas and wiped off the thick layer of sweat that covered her body. She tried to put her pajamas on again, but they were too drenched for her to want to wear them. She had no choice but to dive back under the covers in nothing but her underwear, and bring the comforter way above her chest.
もういいわ。
Amidst the dim glow of the nightlight, Rintaro brought a chair to the side of the bed and sat down.
ここで見張ってるから何も怖がらなくていい。これなら安心だろ。不安か？
うん、大丈夫。
Maho's face felt hot Maho's face felt hot from some feeling that she didn't understand. She sank deeper under the blanket and turned away from Rintaro. She softly closed her eyes. She could feel his presence behind her. The two of them stopped talking, and the only noise was the distant sounds of night coming from beyond the curtain. How long did they spend like that? Just as she was about to fall into a light sleep, she heard a soft voice in her ears.
ヒヤ嬢さん、まだ起きてるか？
ええ。
She felt herself waking up again. She opened her eyes and turned back toward Rintaro, only to see him staring toward the window. It was as if he was trying to see some sight that lay beyond it. His profile was so handsome. Thirsty mom. That's Riz Taro for you. I don't know what they got. Riz Taro strikes yet again. Reports say he can't stop winning. Oh, man. For some reason, that was the thought that came to her.
どうかしたの？
Rentaro seemed unwilling to talk, so Maho decided to speak first. Even as a sad scientist, Taro's harem protagonist skill is in full force. That's not something you can nerf, man. It's just not something you can nerf. It's just that strong. He swallowed loudly.
本当はずっと言おうと思ってたけど勇気がなかった。すまない。
何のこと？
俺は一つだけ。
Oh no. Rentaro, you really don't have to mention this. Like, it's honestly, it's unnecessary. Because if you weren't there, then Kurisu would have just died by Nakabachi. You don't have to bring up the fact that you were ending up being the one that killed her. Because technically the timeline would have wanted her dead anyway. Any myriad of things could have killed her if you weren't there.
一つだけ。
君に重大なことを隠している。
You really don't have to say this, man. It's... Maho leaned forward, not caring that he might see her chest.
さっき話したよな。別の世界線のことやそこで出会ったクリスのこと、タイムマシンやタイムリープのこと。
ええ。
クリスとその父親のことも。
ええ。
あの時本当はもう一つ言わなきゃいけないことがあったんだ。でもどうしても言い出せなかった。
His head was slumping forward in the chair. Maho waited silently for his next words. Despite the late hour, she heard a helicopter in the distance. For some reason, it sounded really loud. She hadn't seen the news, but it was possible that the media was still talking about the gun battle that had taken place this afternoon.
これは君にだけは絶対に話すべきことだったのに。
When he finally spoke, his expression was unlike any look she'd ever seen on his face before. He was pained, sad, and suffering, like someone at the bottom of a deep, dark place. And yet there was something in his eyes that hinted at an incredible self-hatred and rage.
岡部さん。
Suddenly, her chest felt like it was about to burst from pain. She didn't know where the pain was coming from, but she wanted Rintaro to stop talking like that.
あの日ラジカンでクリスを。
Oh, God. His hands were forming some kind of shape. Like he was holding an invisible knife.
クリスを殺したのは。
Oh, man. She screamed, unable to take it anymore. She rolled out of bed, forgetting how she was dressed, and covered Rintaro's hands with her own.
いいの、もういい。それ以上言わなくていいから。私はあなたを信じているわ。だから話さなくていい。いつかその時が来たら嫌でも聞かせてもらうことになると思う。でもそれは今じゃない。その時が来るまでは口をつぐんでおきなさい。
She strengthened her grip and forced him to let go of the invisible knife. Rintaro nodded without saying another word. They simply stared at each other for a while. Maho couldn't look away from his gaze. It was as if he was clinging at something, or wandering in search of salvation. Oof. She sneezed.
風邪ひくぞ。
And it was only then that she realized that she was holding Rintaro's hand while wearing next to nothing. Nice. Rintaro looked a little embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。
She quickly jumped back in the blankets. She curled up into a ball and tore at her hair, screaming inside her mind, Hey, don't beat yourself up that much, jeez. She let a boy see her naked, not once, but twice.
私、今度こそもう寝るわ。
邪魔して悪かった。
邪魔だなんて思ってないわよ。でもさっきの話はこの場限りにしていい？いい？
ああ、ありがとう、ヒヤジョーさん。
お礼なんて言われる筋合いはないわ。
You really did, though. You really did.
それじゃあおやすみなさい。
I get why Okabe feels like he has to, like, lay out his sins for her. But, like, he really doesn't have to, though, is the thing. Because it's not his fault. If he weren't there, the timeline would have found any myriad of ways to kill Kurisu. It could have been Nakabachi. She could have slipped and fell in an ice cube and then been taken to Weenie Hut General Jr.'s. Like, it's like anything could have killed her, man.
おやすみ。
The room got quiet again. The adrenaline rush kept Maho awake. After a while, she heard snores coming from Rintaro's direction. Evidently, he'd fallen asleep. Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that he was there. What ifs in this case don't matter, it won't erase his guilt. I know. I just wish he wouldn't feel like it was his fault. I know why he does. I just wish he wouldn't. He must have been tired. He went through the same attack that Maho had. Of course he had. Of course he was. His breathing wasn't peaceful at all. It was pained. may have been in the grip of some terrible nightmares. Maho hesitated several times, but finally she turned over and stretched out her hand from the blankets. She softly touched the backside of his hand. She felt its warmth on her fingertips.
クリスはあなたのことをなんて呼んでいたのかしら。
Just Okabe.
岡部さん
Yeah.
それとも凛太郎だったのかな。
I'm fairly sure it was just Okabe. She didn't know, but it didn't matter.
しっかりしなさい、岡部凛太郎。
No.
この私が好きになった人はそんなに弱い男だったわけ。
Riz Toro strikes again! Oh my god. He can't be stopped. What's that basketball meme of like the dude that has like all like the high max numbers? That's Ritaro. She tried to think about how Carissa would say those words. And eventually, Rintaro's breathing started to become more peaceful. Relieved, she let go. And then she changed her mind and grabbed the hem of his shirt again. Literally the only woman in this whole series that Rintaro has not rizzed up is Yuki. And I'm telling you, that's only because the plot demands it. That is only because the plot demands it. If Daru did not have some special little plot armor, Yuki would merely be another addition to Ristaro's harem. Let me stop, dude. Let me stop. He studied from a rogue protagonist Shiro Emiya, for sure. She felt embarrassed. As if she was a little kid, but at the same time, she felt like now she might not have any more nightmares. That night, for the first time in a very long while, she dreamed of a smiling Karisu. Aww. Alright. I think that's enough for today. Let's say it right there. Wait, we're still not in the VA? We're still in Pandora's box? Well, we've already... I assume it'll be one of those routes that takes a while, so... We'll stop it there for today and we'll carry on tomorrow. I just... Why do I keep always doing that? Pull me back up. You know what? Just pull up PNG Mochi. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Shadow Legends. Wait, there's someone streaming Steins Gate. I don't know why, but I almost thought that was me. Let's see. Don't mind me. Yeah, the route itself isn't that much longer than the other route. The other ones, it's the build-up map. Oh, I gotcha. Don't you ellipses me, boys. It's not just me, I swear. Imagine it was though. Yeah, okay, like, I I thought it was me because I was like, oh wait, I'm streaming Steins Gate right now. Hey! Oh wait, Gingy! You came just as we're about to raid. What is this? Mochi is mature stream warning. Such a shot. I know, right? I'm sorry that we're raiding as soon as you came in. Please go follow Gingy though. This is the greatest bear raid of all time. Alright, that's the raid message. Let me go ahead and put it in this chat. This is the greatest bear raid of all time. But yeah, we're just going right into someone else's Steins Gate stream, so I hope you'll have a good day. Don't spoil them, don't spoil them. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye!